Ciao everyone and welcome back to a new episode of Learn Italian with Songs. Today I am not anymore that much of an ASMR person because my voice is coming back, luckily. But still, I'll try very hard from now on to not put too much effort in straining my throat because I would like to keep my throat working, so it is what it is. That said, today we are going to talk about a new song, no Sanremo today, but we're going to talk about a song by Elodie, specifically Ami Mi Odi, recently released. Indeed, Gaso, today we talk about one of the bravissime e bellissime cantanti italiane. Anyway, so, as usual, let's start from the title. Very simple, very easy. You love me, you hate me. Mi ami, mi odi. And it is the single that also kickstarted, if you will, the new album, because this is the leading song of the album with the same name. Now, usually I try to give you an idea of what the song is about, but here we have many topics. Generally, as usual, we can see it as the description of a love story, okay? But I know that if you listen to it, you're like, oh my god, this is a banger. So good, this song. Even the first time I listened to it, I was like, okay, classic love song, nice beat, nice rhythm, okay. Then I started to analyze it and I was like, there's more to it in here. And also, like, be ready for the discussion part because every time Elodie makes a song, there is always so much drama that is almost overwhelming. Anyway, so to give you a better idea of what I mean when I said there are many topics in this song, let's go to the lyrics because the best way it is to show you. So, we start with a first verse which is also quite long. Ti sento anche senza rumore. I hear you even without noise. So we know that the song is about someone else, another person. Bugie con un dolce sapore. Lies with a sweet taste. In fondo a 1.000.000 di sere, at the bottom of 1.000.000 evenings. Ti sento, I hear you, which is a bit in the background as a sound in the song. And what is Elodie hearing? Suonare, chiamare il mio nome. Playing, as in an instrument. Calling my name. Sui tasti di un campionatore. On the keys of a sampler. So, like, we are talking about music tools. Ma forse non voglio sapere. But maybe I don't want to know. Adesso, now. So, what is that Elodie doesn't want to know? Se in giro parlerai di me. If you talk about me around, like with other people. Poi di me, then about me. So there is a repetition, in my opinion, to stress the fact that this person keeps talking about her with other people. Per farti notare solamente. Just to get yourself you notice. So, like, just to boost your presence, put yourself in the center of the attention, ok? Uomini parlano per me, men talk in my stead, come se mi leggessero la mente, as if they read my mind. Partiamo col botto. Ok, so we see Elodie talking to someone or generally about someone, okay? Who is this someone? Ideally, a lover, a partner, okay? So, we start with a line that, in my opinion, can be interpreted as you live rent-free in my head because ti sento anche senza rumore. I hear you without, even without noise. So basically you are in my head. Bugie con un dolce sapore, lies with a sweet taste, so we already know that we are not in a healthy relationship, just like we like them. Because lies, so something bad, with a sweet taste. So probably hinting at those mechanisms in some unhealthy relationship where you don't have a lie straight away. You have like lies that are made to make you feel comfortable, but deep down you know that something is not right. In fondo 1 milione di sere, at the bottom of 1 million evenings. So this lie is not a una tantum, is not a thing that happened once, only once. It is something that happened probably 1 million evenings. Here, of course, it is an hyperbole, but we can see there is a problem, okay? So, other hint, we're talking about probably, I don't know, one of her ex-boyfriends or something, probably working in the music industry, because we know that because I went and read some articles, right now the partner, Elodie's partner, is a bike, like motorbike, the vroom with 2 wheels, racer. So we know that he's not in the music industry. So she's talking about someone else. We are going to talk about the drama with the boyfriends later. Anyway, specifically here, she's talking most likely about one of her exes, an ex that used to be is in the music industry, because we are seeing like references to calling, references to playing as in an instrument, because in Italian we have suonare. We have a reference to the campionatore, which is an instrument, not a musician, but it is an instrument used in certain types of music, surely used for the genre Elodie usually sings. And then she says, maybe I don't want to know if you'll go around talking about me just to keep yourself in the center, in the spotlight, right? So like, you don't stay with me because you love me, you stay with me just because you want to leech from my fame, okay? And then, and until here is like, okay, bitching around, a bit Mahmood style and whatnot, not happy relationship, a bad ex, we got it, nothing new until now. And then, la tocca pianissimo, uomini parlano per me come se mi leggessero la mente. men talk in my stead as if they read my mind, they were reading my mind. So, what is she talking about? We can consider this, so a man talking in a woman's stead, thinking they know how to voice what they want to say. Fun fact: this is one of my pet peeves, and in fact, I put it in the guidelines of the Discord and the channel. Not only about men, but generally people talking in your stead because they think they can explain your thoughts better than you can. Like, when people do this, we reach level of patronizing that, like, skyrocketing, guys, skyrocketing, and it pisses me so much because I'm like, bro, you can even voice your own thoughts, you think you can voice mine? No. So, in this case, she specifically talks about men because, of course, Elodie receives a good amount of insults from all the genders, but specifically, men seems to have a special place in their heart for her concerning insults and verbal aggressions. But also, this is a reference about articles of newspapers, magazines, and whatnot, explaining Elodie, which is already a thing that I don't appreciate when journalists write pieces of like articles about artists, like whatever, people voicing their thoughts. Okay, I joke around, I explain, but I always want to be clear every time I do an analysis, unless I have a proof, like a statement from the artist that they meant something. I stress, I highlight the fact that this is my interpretation, because as I usually say, I don't live rent-free in people's heads, so I don't know what they think. I don't have telepathy yet, even if it would be cool, but I don't have it yet. So every time I give my interpretation, but I don't pretend to know what the artist is thinking or feeling. And so the answer to this question is many people, sadly. For your mental health, never do what I did the other day, which is reading the comment section of Elodie's Instagram post. Anyway, now the issue is that it's probably even more cringe when men writers and men journalists try to explain what Elodie is thinking. And in a certain way, we can consider these like a form of mansplaining. What is mansplaining? Mansplaining is a blend word of man and the informal form splaining of the gerund explaining. And it means to comment on or explain something to a woman in a condescending, overconfident, and often inaccurate or oversimplified manner. Why? Because the person thinks that the woman is stupid. Simply. Stretching a bit the meaning of the word, we can insert in the phenomenon also men speaking in women's stead without their consent, without even knowing what they are really talking about, and so on and so on and so on. Always quite pathetic, not gonna lie. Anyway, fun fact concerning mansplaining. Michela Murgia, an Italian she passed, an Italian writer, playwright, television host, a woman that did many, many things and loved irony and joking, jokingly created translation of mansplaining, intended as a noun, okay, not as a verb, so the mansplaining, and she translated it as minchiarimento. Volo. It is so funny because in Italian, minchiarimento is a blend word, just like mansplaining, coming from minchia, which is a word from the dialetto siciliano, so the dialect, the family of dialects spoken in Sicily. And this is a swear word indicating male genitalia, okay? And a chiarimento, it is an explanation, a clarification, literally. So she united the two things and it came out the minchiarimento, which is very fucking funny, if you ask me. So already, Elodie came in this song with a lot of arrows and a big bow because she was ready to, how we like to say in Italian, tirare frecciatine. So like, I don't even know how to translate tirare frecciatine, but basically to hint at criticism towards certain behaviors or people. So she already hit one of her likely exes and men who try to talk in her stead. And then we have a bridge accompanying us towards the pre-chorus, chorus, and post-chorus. So, ma la mia vita non è una premiere di Broadway, but my life is not a Broadway premiere. Titoli che infamano per 2 soldi. Titles that slender for 2 pennies. Literally 2 pieces of money, because you know that in Italian soldo has the singular and plural form soldo and soldi. Tu che riparo sei per me? What kind of shelter are you for me? Sotto la pioggia non mi dici niente. In the rain you don't tell, you're not saying anything to me. Non capisco se, I don't understand if. So, Elodie è carica quando era carica quando ha fatto questa canzone. So, Elodie starts and keeps going with the frecciatine because arrows are not she's not lacking arrows for her bow. So now she's telling everyone that her life is not a Broadway premiere. It is, as in, it is not a movie. My life is not here for you to put under the spotlight. It's not a show made for you. It is my life. It is not a joke. It is not yours. It is my life. My life. It is not made to entertain you. Okay? And then that wasn't enough, so ne abbiamo per tutti. Titoli che infamano per 2 soldi, titles that slender for 2 pennies. So, not only you are a cheap journalist, but also the only way you have to make some money with your articles, it is to slender, to dishonor, to create fake news, to spread gossip about me and other people, of course, because this is the only way you can get some attention. And at this point, I really think we should tell Elodie, attenta, ti è caduta la corona. Anyway, and then she goes back to the ex, like this figure, this image, this persona that is like the incarnation of the ex. What kind of shelter are you for me if in the rain you don't even talk to me? Okay. So, what does she mean? Normally, a healthy and happy relationship is supposed to be a shelter, as in your safe place. If with a person you feel like walking on eggshells, it is a big problem. If you don't feel safe with the person that is supposed to be your partner, it is a big problem. I think we can all agree about it. And in fact, what does she mean with kind of shelter are you for me? It is like you are not a safe place, okay? And that's a problem, because if this is how I want to be, you cannot be my partner. This should be the implication. And in fact, we have sotto la pioggia non mi dici niente. In the rain, you don't even talk to me. So, of course, this conveys an image of two people under the rain, so very, very cinema-like, okay? But sotto la pioggia, in my opinion, can also be interpreted metaphorically as in difficult situations. You know, the imagery used in several songs, putting the sun in opposition to the rain. We even have a way of saying in Italian, which is some people are like shadows, they disappear with the sun. So, as in, some people stay with you only in your happy periods. And then when things get worse and you really need them, they disappear. Okay. So that's why, like, I'm seeing this double meaning in this image. Also, you don't tell me anything, okay? It might be a reference to a phenomenon that sometimes happens among people, which is called stonewalling. The stonewalling is the refusal to communicate or cooperate. And it is very problematic in any kind of relationship, not only romantic relationship, because a relationship, it is objectively based on communication, because we as human beings don't read in others people's mind. So in any type of relationship, we need a type of communication as much open as possible. This is, of course, fundamental with people that are supposed to be in our inner circle, because those people are those who are supposed to provide moral support. So not having open communication with them, it is a clear problem. And it is not a coincidence, in my opinion, that this sentence is repeated not only in this bridge, but also in the second we are going to see. Anyway, and then the bridge ends with non capisco se, I don't understand if, what she can understand because he's refusing to communicate. Mi ami, mi odi. You love me, you hate me. The title. Mentre un'altra notte brilla sul mio body. As another night shines on my body. Baby, move your body. Baby, move your body. Because, of course, this song has some parts in English. And then, if you are careful, like if you pay attention listening to the song, this is the first moment where we can hear in the background the sound of a whip crack. Okay, so the sound a whip makes. Okay, why am I pointing this out? We are going to discuss it later in the general discussion of the song, because it is related to the video. Okay, so first whip crack. Mi ami, mi odi, you love me, you hate me, spengo queste voci, I turn off these voices, mentre faccio voguing, while I vogue. Nei tuoi occhi, fuochi, vedo fuochi. In your eyes, fires, I see fires. And then another whip crack. Now, I have the allergy killing me. Now, Mi Ami Mi Odi, the title of the song, it is not a question, that's why we don't see the question mark in the title as well. But it is an indirect interrogative clause introduced by the last line of the bridge. Non capisco se mi ami, mi odi. I don't understand if you love me, you hate me. Ok. Body, it would be corpo in Italian, il corpo. Baby, move your body would be baby, or like Achille Lauro likes to say bambina, muovi il tuo corpo. This would be the Italian translation. Of course, sounds cooler in English. So, we have an Elodie overthinking about her relationship. But what is our queen doing while brutally overthinking? Well, she's out dancing. How can I say this? Because she says, I turn off these voices, spengo, because I know that I told you that usually spegnere, it is used referring to lights. You can also use it referring to sounds, because it refers to spegnere la radio, so like take away the energy, the light from the radio. Okay. And also because what is she doing in the club? She is voguing. What is voguing? I should dedicate a video just on voguing, because it is a very cultural and important practice, but it doesn't come from Italy, so it's not my thing. It comes from US. So, what is this voguing? Okay. Vogue or voguing is a highly styled modern house dance originating in the late 1980s, that evolved out of Harlem ballroom scene of the 1960s. So we're talking about US culture. It is inspired by the poses of models in fashion magazines. For example, Vogue, which is a fashion magazine. It gained mainstream exposure when it was featured in Madonna's song and video Vogue from 1990, and when showcased in 1990 documentary Paris is Burning, which went on to win the Grand Jury Prize at the 1991 Sundance Film Festival. And not only voguing is a big part in drag queen culture. So, what is a drag queen? To put it simple, it is a type of acting, wearing makeup, dancing. So, normally it is said, oh, it is men dressed as a woman. No, actually no, it is more complicated and it is more complex than that. because drag, it is a lot about the type of makeup, which I would say it is very similar to theater makeup, so very heavy, very evident, because you need to see this type of makeup from the farthest places in the theater. And also it has a complex of idioms, slang, practices that are related to this culture, and voguing is part of it. Elodie being into drag culture is not a mystery. In fact, she collaborated with a drag queen artist to realize the video of Dimenticarsi alle 7, her song, the song she brought to the stage of Sanremo Music Festival 2025. So, of course, makes sense for Elodie to go in the club and vogue. Ok, me la vedo bene. And then to finish the analysis of the pre-chorus, we have nei tuoi occhi vedo fuochi. Nei tuoi occhi fuochi vedo fuochi. In your eyes fires, I see fires. So probably she is talking again about the ex. And we could interpret this as rage. Having fire in the eyes, it is often related to anger as an emotion, to rage. Probably Elodie's ex wasn't very happy she was clubbing with drag queens, I don't know. So he wasn't happy to see her free. He wasn't happy about how she truly was and whatnot. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I don't live rent-free in Elodie's head. But usually, yeah, often this image is related to rage. So the relationship is not going that good. Then we have the chorus. Volavo via. I was flying away. Sopra un cavallo bianco, on a white horse, e tu no, nella notte non c'eri più. And you know, in the night, we're no longer there. Mia, solo mia, mine, only mine, non importava più tanto, it didn't matter that much, se poi a salvarmi non sarai tu. If then you won't be the one to save me. You won't be the one saving me. So, here the metaphor could be related to a dream. She mentions a dream later on in the song. So it could be the description of the dream, because it is kind of abstract, this scene, okay? Not abstract, but dreamy. We could put it like that. And here, mia, solo mia, non importava più tanto, se poi a salvarmi non sarai tu. So, mine, only mine, it didn't matter that much if you won't be the one saving me. We have the white horse, might be a reference to a charming prince. So, it doesn't matter if you say that I am yours, if in the end you won't be my charming prince, okay, my shining knight, my knight in a shining armor, whatever. Something knights and princes, which makes sense, right? We can read it as does it even matter what you say? also she already told about us that he lies. Okay, these ex lies. Okay, so what is the worth of your words? Okay, does it matter what you say if you don't you show it in practice? Okay, so here probably she's using the metaphor of the fairy tale, so the charming prince on a white horse, but the issue is that she's being saved by herself, because like she's saved, she is flying away in the night with a white horse, but there's not the charming prince, he's not there. So all the promises, all the promises, all the words, whatever he says, does it matter if in the end he is absent in the story? But then, like, I also thought about another interpretation, but I need to show you the second verse I have a very sad perspective on life, because after years of being a jurist, I've seen some shit, so I have some very dark thoughts, and I'm going to explain another reading I can give of this chorus after the second verse. And then the post-chorus, it is mi ami, mi odi, you love me, you hate me, mentre un'altra notte brilla sul mio body, body, while another night shines on my body, body. Nei tuoi occhi fuochi, vedo fuochi, in your eyes fires, I see fires, and then another whip crack. So, here it is repeating the start of the pre-chorus and closes this post-chorus, so the whole chorus section, with another whip crack. So, second verse. And here I started to see, because of my twisted mind, that's seen some shit. So, con te sono in paradiso. Ok? With you I'm in heaven. Morendo però col sorriso. Dying, however, but with a smile. Le braccia e le gambe leggere. Arms and legs light, so light arms and legs. In sogno. In a dream, because I promised you there was a dream. So what happens in this dream? Ragazze giocano con me in un hotel. Girls play with me in an hotel. Tutto molto divertente. All very funny. I'm about to open you my fucked up mind, so be ready. This won't be happy. Okay, first of all, tutto molto divertente. It is usually a thing we say in Italian, but in an ironic way, like, ha, tutto molto divertente, molto divertente. It's like the sticker I showed on stream another platform, some time ago with molto divertente, ha, no, divertente, molto spassoso, 5 stelle, 5 stars. So, this is ironic, because usually this expression is meant ironically, but I'm not sure, maybe, I don't know, she was very happy about playing with the girls in the hotel. So, she's having this dream, okay? What opened my criminal mind was these two lines: con te sono in paradiso, morendo però col sorriso. Now, I explained several times in the past that in Italy, among the several problems we also have a problem with femicides. And these two lines where she says, with you I'm in heaven dying with a smile, it made me think. Because usually we say, oh, I am in heaven with you, like I am so happy, it's like being in heaven. But being in heaven can also mean that you passed, like you died. And the thing that made me suspicious is that the line after, she literally says, dying with a smile, maybe in an ironic way. And also because I've read several articles, interviews to Elodie, where Elodie was talking about the necessity of having this. This is a big issue in Italy. It is something that many people are trying to fight for, to have not only sexual education but also educazione emotiva, feeling education, I could translate it. And I know there is a translation in English, but right now it doesn't come to mind. But it is basically that combo where not only you teach about sex, so of course to not get pregnant, to know how to not get viral diseases, okay, STDs, but the necessity of having also education concerning relationships, not only romantic relationship, with how to deal with other people, generally speaking. Because what is the famous? The emotional intelligence, it is the intelligence you use in that cases. There is education, like sex education, but teaching you how to deal with your feelings in relationships with others. Why? I think the necessity of this type of education is well explained by one of the recent series, Adolescence, and it is needed to stop, or at least it is part of the plan to stop femicides. Generally also domestic violence, gender violence and whatnot. Because with emotional education, you would learn since you are a little child how to deal with your own emotions. So, for example, how to handle a rejection from another person, how to handle difficult emotions like sadness, negative emotions. Like you have to go through them because it is healthy, but you need to know how to handle them. And why am I saying that is related to femicide? Because usually men, many cultures, but of course I'm talking about Italian culture, men are taught to bottle up emotions. Many men become adults not able to handle these emotions, and then these emotional dysfunctions generates terrible murders. Okay. This perspective is surely influenced also by the fact that in the days of the release of this song, and of course the album as well, we had in Italy two awful, terrible murders and femicides in Italy. Because we had the murder of Ilaria Sula, a 22-year-old student killed by her ex-boyfriend, who, after killing her, locked her body in a suitcase and threw it down a cliff. I am not making it up. It is something that happened. He is not in prison yet because the process has to happen. It is something very recent, this murder. But he confessed the crime. That's why I'm quite sure about what I'm saying. And same reason, so not yet processed, but we have the confession. Sara Campanella, again, 22 years old student, this time not killed by a ex-boyfriend, but by a colleague from her university, so another student of her university, who probably was stalking her. It is quite significant the fact that to kill her, allegedly, he stabbed her in the throat. It might be a coincidence, but it is quite metaphoric, right? What best way to represent cutting away the voice of someone, so the possibility for them to have any existence as a human being, if not like cutting their throats. Like it is I don't know, from a Greek tragedy, basically. I don't know how to put it. Like it is the perfect representation of the situation. Not letting someone live, not letting someone speak. Like this is truly the apex of this tragedy happening in not this country, because I'm in France, in Italy. So yeah, like probably I am biased, but knowing what happened, knowing what Elodie fights for, and seeing these lines, I cannot help but seeing this reference. Again, I don't live in Elodie's mind, and I don't pretend, unlike some other people, to read people's mind, but this is what I see. Let's put it like that. Then we have the second bridge. Ma la mia vita non è fatta per questa runway. But my life is not made for this runway. What is the runway? In Italian it would be translated as passerella, I guess. And it is where the models show the dresses, ok? Dici di me che faccio solo danni. You say that I only do damages in Italian. Tu che riparo sei per me? What kind of shelter are you for me? Se quando piove non ci sei, if when it rains you are not there. Poi non capisco se, then I do not understand if. As I promised you, we have the repetition in this bridge of what we found in the first bridge. So basically, this frustration of you are not my shelter, you are not my safe place, you are not there in difficult moments, and you don't say anything. However, this is only in the first one. So I can't understand if you love me or you hate me. Also, dici di me che faccio solo danni. You say that I only do damage. It is recognized usually in evaluation for psychological violence as violence. because convincing someone that they are the cause of problems they are not the cause of, okay, they are not causing, it is part of the phenomenon called gaslighting. So convincing someone that reality is not as it is. So is basically the practice of convincing a victim of a fake reality, okay, so they can doubt themselves. It is something that is also it is also a practice, it is also mentioned in Sei bellissima by Loredana Bertè, because this practice of convince the victim in the relationship of a fake reality, so to push them to question themselves, is a common practice in cases of manipulation. It can happen in several ways. In fact, it is important to see case by case, and that's why in case of danger, the first step recommended, it is always in case of doubt, so like when things are not serious yet and you are not in danger, the best thing is always to contact a psychologist so you can evaluate if what you are experimenting is gaslighting or not. But if it is, just so you know, it is considered in many countries part of psychological violence because it is, as I was explaining, a tactic used to make people self-doubt themselves. And so if you self-doubt yourself, you are easier to I'm having like a my brain is not braining. You are easier to manipulate, okay? Sorry, lag. So we can see several hints at the fact that the relationship here described is quite problematic, borderline, including violence. And then we have, once again, the combo pre-chorus, chorus, and post-chorus. Mi ami, mi odi, you love me, you hate me. Mentre un'altra notte brilla sul mio body, body. As another night shines on my body, body. Baby, move your body, body. And then we have a whip crack signaling the division in two of the pre-chorus. Mi ami, mi odi, you love me, you hate me. Spengo queste voci, I turn off these voices, mentre faccio voguing, voguing, while I vogue, vogue. Nei tuoi occhi fuochi, vedo fuochi. In your eyes fires, I see fires. And then another whip crack. Volavo via, I was flying away, sopra un cavallo bianco, on a white horse, e tu no, nella notte non c'eri più, and you know in the night were no longer there. Mia, solo mia, mine, only mine, non importava più tanto, it didn't matter that much, se poi a salvarmi non sarai tu, if then you won't be the one to save me. Mi ami, mi odi, you love me, you hate me, mentre un'altra notte brilla sul mio body, body, while another night shines on my body, body. Nei tuoi occhi fuochi, vedo fuochi. In your eyes fires, I see fires. And then, as usual, we close this part with a whip crack. Now, why I was saying that there is another way to interpret this part of the chorus, so mia solo mia, mine only mine, non importava più tanto, it didn't matter that much, se poi a salvarmi non sarai tu, if then you won't be the one saving me. Because mia solo mia, it is a type of behavior that said in a light way, so without truly believing it, it's okay. But when we mean it literally, it is problematic concerning another person because, friendly reminder, we have no right to dispose of someone, so we don't have property and ownership of other people. Slavery is not okay. And why am I saying that it might be relevant in the cases of femicide, or generally in all those cases where a partner kills another partner, but specifically for femicides, because it is more typical. Because one of the one of the requirements usually for a femicide is to see the partner, generally in this case a woman, as a property. It is quite well shown in adolescence, as I was explaining, because the idea is that we would never hurt somebody we consider another person, right? Because we would empathize with them. What we dispose of objects. Many people, in fact, talked about how relevant it was that the girl I was mentioning before was thrown down a cliff, because it mirrors very well the behavior we might have concerning an object. Okay, what do we throw away so lightly? We throw away so lightly an object, it doesn't serve us anymore. And here it is pretty much where emotional education would come in play, okay, would be useful, because of course empathy stops us from hurting someone and at worst kill them. But if we convince ourselves that a person or a category of people is a lesser being, or even worse, just an object that should serve us, these, of course, degenerate, and it is not even about killing anymore, because killing implies taking away the life of someone, but an object is lifeless. So it doesn't even mean killing for certain people, because they associate the person to a simple object not serving them anymore. So they're not killing someone, they're just throwing away one of their possessions. And that's why I'm saying that this line might be relevant. And in the light of this meaning, we can also change and interpret in a different way the last line. If then you won't be the one to save me. Because one thing that we often forget is that we can try to prevent things. We can do our best to fight a phenomenon. We can try our best to protect ourselves. But in the end, it is also true that in the end, we have a person who chooses to kill someone. So, in the end, why here is how do you become the Prince Charming? By choosing of saving someone, as in not hurting and killing them. Because in that moment, what really matters is the will to not murder someone. So in the end, this line can be interpreted as, in the end, the choice to not hurt me is yours. The way you can be my Prince Charming is by choosing to save me, as in to not hurt me, to be the person that protects me on the white horse, to be the shelter, and not the one who hurts me. In that sense can be interpreted. Probably I'm building things because I've seen some shit, very likely, but it is also true that this is a problem. And this is a possible interpretation mainly in the light of how Elodie cares about promoting emotional education. So, besides that, we have another bridge. This bridge is mainly instrumental. We have an echo, like a background singer repeating what I guess is moved to the rhythm. On this part, I'm quite sure, to the beat, Dance All Night. These sentences are repeated on the rhythm of the song several times, and this mainly instrumental part leads us to the outro, which is none other than a repetition of the pre-chorus, chorus, and post-chorus, where the post-chorus will be repeated in the background a second time to close the song. So, mi ami, mi odi, you love me, you hate me, mentre un'altra notte brilla sul mio body, body, as another night shines on my body, body. Baby, move your body, body. And then we have our usual whip crack, just as we like it. Mi ami, mi odi, you love me, you hate me, spengo queste voci, I turn off these voices, mentre faccio voguing, voguing, while I vogue. Nei tuoi occhi fuochi, vedo fuochi, in your eyes fires, I see fires. And then another whip crack. Then we have the chorus, volavo via, I was flying away, sopra un cavallo bianco, on a white horse, e tu, no, nella notte non c'eri più. And you know, in the night, we're no longer there. This could also, now that I think about it, this could also be interpreted as I was running away, because flying away might have the meaning of wanting to run away from someone. Mia, solo mia, mine, only mine, non importava più tanto, it didn't matter that much, se poi a salvarmi non sarai tu. If then you won't be the one to save me. And then we have, as I was saying, the post-chorus repeated twice, mi ami, mi odi, you love me, you hate me, mentre un'altra notte brilla sul mio body, body, while another night shines on my body, body. Nei tuoi occhi fuochi, vedo fuochi. In your eyes fires, I see fires. And then one last whip crack. So, here I really need my gossip glasses. Gossip dead. Today I can speak not speaking. My gossip glasses. Okay, so where to start? So many things to start. Okay. Let's start from the video. Okay. The video, personally, reminded me a lot of music clip of an iconic song by Rihanna. I am talking about S&M, which at the time of its release made generated quite of a ruckus, because oh my god, not only the gays but also the BDSM gays, isn't that the worst? And so, of course, as I said, she created quite of a ruckus. And if you watch the video, first of all, Elodie is not the first time that reminds me a lot of Rihanna. Like, it makes sense that having as a reference, as an icon in her life, Rihanna. But also, I'm thinking about makeup, but I'm also thinking about the whole video. The whole video, it is very BDSM, like it's heavily hinting at BDSM, and even more so, and that's why I pointed out the whip cracks that kinda give the rhythm to the song. They are, of course, another reference to the BDSM. So heavily hinting at the BDSM. Thank you, Elodie, for bringing queerness in whatever you do. We are very grateful to you, Queen. Anyway, of course, this is what she described as one of her sites. In fact, as far as I understood, she is proposing a tour for the first time in the stadium, because of course there are several stages of concerts, and as far as I understood, this is the first time she's going to tour in stadiums. And she said that she's going to present a show that it is pretty much structured like a play, a theater play, organized in the acts, and each act aims at presenting one of her 4 main sides. And Ami Mi Odi, it is more that rebellious, sexy part of Elodie that, of course, we learn to know with other songs like, for example, last year, Black Nirvana. So this is a portion. Now, and here we go to the gossip. Elodie is probably one of the most criticized women artists in Italy, because she really cares about this sexy side, and of course it is a good thing, like good for her. Luckily she's beautiful, so go get it, girl, sort of situation. But every time she presents her sexy side, bigots needs to make their voices be heard, sadly, for our ears. And so I start at least to say some poor word choices on social media, and I swear, like, every time I'm like, no, and I close the app for my mental health. So this song and this album are no exception, and in fact, in my opinion, the fact that she has a cross in the video clip of Ami Mi Odi is no coincidence. Is the cross also related to BDSM? Yes, but is usually the cross put as an X. In the video of Elodie, we saw the classic cross, so like the plus, right? And in this case, might be irrelevant to mention to mention an idiom that we used in Italian, which is mettere in croce, to put in cross, literally translated, which refers to what happened to Jesus Christ when they put it on the cross. So generally, let's see if I can find a good explanation of this idiom. Yes, I have a book on Italian idioms where I get many of the ideas. This is the book. Oggi sbatto contro tutto. So we said mettere in croce. Let's see if I can find something about it here. I can turn the pages. God damn it. Croce. Mettere in croce. Let's go. It is a colloquial and familiar term. It means to torment, to persecute, to request in an annoying way things to someone. Mettere in croce is the act to annoy someone, to harass someone, usually verbally. Stare in croce, it is the act to receive such annoyance, same as essere in croce, to be in cross. So, why? Probably because it was a way for Elodie to say mi avete scassato la wallera, as in you are always complaining every time I breathe or exist. You have to complain about my existence. I swear to God, I will never I'm happy people have so much energy to waste, because for example, as a person with several chronic illnesses in combo, I barely have energies to live. So I really don't know how you can go hating so much and have so much energy to spend into hating like that. Anyway, so probably she's like our Jesus Christ dying for our sins. I'm not trying to offend all the religious. I have plenty of religious friends, but the whole situation is so ridiculous. Because as I was explaining also in the beginning, every time Elodie does something, many people feel the need to call her a whore, telling her that she's able to have so much success, not because she's a good artist, but because she's showing her body. Apparently, people forgot that being beautiful and having a good body is not enough to become a famous artist. Otherwise, all the models at certain point would just convert to singing careers, and everyone would live happily ever after. Anyway, I also saw several criticisms saying that she is clearly only beautiful and incredibly stupid because her lyrics are ugly, make no sense, and are completely superficial and low level, and even experts are confirming so. Where are these experts? I don't know, but I can tell you, also because I showed it with my analysis, these lyrics might seem at first glance the classic love song about your ex, but there is much more about it. So I don't think it's a wise choice to call Elodie a stupid bitch. Personal opinion, but this is what happens every time, and also the fact that gossip over gossip about her boyfriends. I love that every now and then Elodie sbrocca completamente. It was she loses their shit in front of stupid questions. But I read interviews, she explained that, for example, she needed to go to therapy to accept her body and make what made her happy. So to achieve this balance and this expression of herself, we can say. So it's not that it's easy. Also because who the hell would think that is easy now in nowadays society? But anyway, again, like she is promoting. I read several interviews where she was talking about the need of promoting emotional education, sex education. She's of course a feminist. She's of course very queer. Probably like she would explode if RuPaul were to invite her as a guest on Drag Race. I don't know, maybe she went to Drag Race Italia. I have to check, I don't know, but I guess she would be pleased. I have this idea. That said, what else? Yeah, like I swear to God, while analyzing the song, I was thinking about. I was imagining Elodie in a WhatsApp group with Mahmood and Achille Lauro. And at certain point, the day of, like the day before the release of Ami Mi Odi, she texts into the WhatsApp group like, Alessandro, Lauro, non avete idea di che hit sto per droppare, like with the emoji, with the nail painter. Alessandro and Lauro are the real names of Mahmood and Achille Lauro. I don't know if Elodie is more of a audio on WhatsApp person or just text, but like reading how many frecciatine are in this song, I really imagine this scene because it was, I don't know, my mind is complex and works in unknown ways. So yeah, that was everything I had to say about Ami Mi Odi. I hope you appreciated this song, this analysis. That said, don't forget to let me know in the comments what you think and how you would interpret this song in the comments. That said, grazie everyone for watching and arrivederci.